Mayor Eric Garcetti said rapid at-home testing for COVID-19 could be made available within just a matter of weeks. Today, NBC4's Patrick Healy spoke with the CEO of the leading biotech company working to make that happen. And Patrick joins us live right now with the very latest on how it could work. Patrick.
Colin and Chuck, imagine this vision for the new way of doing COVID testing. No swab. You simply put some saliva on a test kit that has a little piece of paper. After a few minutes, if a line appears on the paper, well, that means you have COVID. It's easy enough, simple enough, cheap enough. You could do this often, maybe once a week. Now, this is the vision from Sherlock Biosciences. You're going to hear from them in a moment. But first, let's hear from the mayor why he reached out.
There are clear and emerging ways to reach that point, and one of the most promising things that we are monitoring and taking leadership on nationally is test strips, which can either be in place or, in some cases, rapid at-home testing. It's an innovative tool to radically increase virus detection.
LA Mayor Eric Garcetti last night raising the specter of COVID testing at warp speed. Faster, cheaper, even less intrusive, so all of us can test at home and often to catch COVID early to minimize spread. We now know that to help move this forward and bring early deployment to LA, Mayor Garcetti reached out to leading biotech innovators who have already convened online.
We were all very much aligned around the idea.
Rahul Danda is CEO of Massachusetts-based Sherlock Biosciences, developing what he calls Inspector, powerful enough to identify COVID's genetic ID in a saliva sample, easy enough to put the result on a paper strip.
It's like a dipstick you could buy off the shelf at your local pharmacy.
Then basically you'd spit on it.
It would look very much like a pregnancy test. And after probably 20 to 30 minutes, you would get a strip telling you whether you're positive for COVID-19 or not.
At a cost of $5 to $10 a test, a fraction of the expense of the conventional molecular testing. Sherlock's Donda hopes this can be approved and available the first half of next year. Mayor Garcetti foresees accelerating scale-up and doing the pilot rollout here in LA.
If we get this right, we could be doing as many as 1 million tests a week using paper strip testing here just in Los Angeles alone.
It is very much a game changer.
Game changer indeed. Remember the growing evidence that COVID is spread in many cases even before you become symptomatic, or maybe you never develop symptoms, you never knew you were contagious. So if this is easy enough that you can test once a week, then they can catch all these cases early, dramatically reduce the spread. Now, a couple of big obstacles here. Number one, they have to get the insurance companies on board to cover the costs for these tests. And number two, they need the funding for this rapid ramp up to be able to put out 1 million tests a week for a city like Los Angeles. We're going to stay on top of this. For now, reporting live, Patrick Healy, NBC4 News.